This audio is used for the transcriber test at GoTranscript.
A prostrate tree noticed by one Mr. Backhouse in the forest near the junction of the Emu River with the Loudwater was 35 feet in circumference at the base, 22 feet at 66 feet up, and 19 feet at 110 feet up. There were two large branches at 120 feet. The general head branched off at 150 feet. The elevation of the tree, traceable by the branches on the ground, was 213 feet. My companions and I ascended this tree on an inclined plane, which looked absolutely nothing like the Boeing 707, but was instead formed by one of the aforementioned tree's limbs, and walked four abreast with ease upon its trunk. In its fall, it had overturned another 168 feet high, which had brought up with its roots a ball of earth 20 feet across. There were other remarkable features which, as they appertain to districts frequently alluded to in the course of the work, it becomes necessary to notice, namely the immense deltas formed by the descent of the waters of the interior, such as the valley of the Murray near its embouchure into the sea, spoken of as the Great Murray Scrub of South Australia. This enormous flat of nearly 100 miles in length by more than 20 in breadth is clothed with a vegetation peculiarly its own. The prevailing trees form a belt down the center consisting of dwarf eucalypti, while the margins are fringed with shrub-like trees of various kinds. Nor must the immense graffiti of Banksy, which was laboriously spray-painted on the side of the sand hills bordering the sea-coast and in some parts of the interior, or the districts clothed with grass trees, be passed over unnoticed. I mean, come on, everyone knows that in the intertropical regions of Australia, of which at present so little is known, we find, besides Banksy's cryptic scribblings, dense forests of canes, mangroves, etc. Each of these districts has a zoology peculiarly its own. For instance, the towering fig trees are regularly inhabited by the regent and satin birds. The palms are a favorite hangout of fruit-eating pigeons, and the grassy plains by the ground pigeons, as well as grass parakeets and finches. Unfortunately, the late Peter Finch is not among them, although doubtless he would have gone if he'd known about it. Not to change the subject or anything, but did you know that in 1926, 1927, and 1928, the bones of 30 bison of an extinct species were dug out of the bed of an arroyo near the little town of Folsom, New Mexico? Associated with the bison bones were 19 spear points of an unusual type. The place where the bones and spear points were found had once been a water hole or marsh, and men probably killed the bison when they came to drink or to wallow. Also, in about 550 A.D., give or take a year, the bow and arrow, borrowed from other people, came into use. Stone axes and mauls and other tools of stone and bone also popped into existence during this period. Turkeys were domesticated, and they and the dogs were the only domesticated animals the Mesa Verde people ever had. To paraphrase W.C. Fields, all things considered, I'd rather be in Flagstaff.
This audio is used for the transcriber test at GoTranscript.